Hi there, Keith Downing presenting today for Group 3. I'm going to be talking about Chapter 11, Enable and Practice Continuous Integration. And our group is Ryan Jackson and myself, Keith Downing. Don't let branch version controls get out of hand. The longer developers are allowed to work in their branches in isolation, the more difficult it becomes to integrate everyone's changes back into the trunk. HP LaserJet firmware division. 20% on detail planning. Their poor throughput and high lead times were misattributed to faulty estimation, and so, hoping to get a better answer, they were asked to estimate the work in greater detail. 25% spent porting code, all maintained on separate code branches. 10% spent integrating their code between developer branches. 15% spent completing manual testing, and 5% of their time was spent creating new features. The optimized firmware division reduced the build to one build per day, eventually doing 10 to 15 builds per day. Went from around 20 commits per day performed by a build boss to over 100 commits per day performed by individual developers. Excuse me. This enabled developers to change or add 75,000 to 100,000 lines of code each day. Reduce regression test time from 6 weeks to 1 day. Time spent on driving innovation and writing new features increased from 5% of a developer's time to 40%. The overall development costs were reduced by about 40%. Programs under development were increased by about 140%. And development costs per program were decreased by 78%. Small batch development and what happens when we commit code to trunk infrequently. We have our two categories. We have the individual productivity optimized, and we have team productivity optimized. In the individual column, every person works on their own private branch. Collaboration becomes a nightmare. For team productivity, everyone works in the same common area, and each commit could break the entire project. Adopt trunk-based development practices. All developers check their code to trunk at least once per day. Frequent code commits mean we can run automated tests on the software system as a whole, and it forces us to break our work down into smaller chunks. In conclusion, trunk-based development predicts higher throughput and better stability. Convincing developers may be difficult at first, but the benefits are extraordinary. And this concludes the presentation, Chapter 11. Thank you.